How does family history affect skin cancer risk? Imagine learning that your family's health history could influence your own risk of developing skin cancer. It's a powerful reminder that genetics play a role alongside sun exposure and skin type. Family history is considered a significant and independent factor that can increase your chances of getting skin cancer during your lifetime. Understanding this connection helps you make smarter choices about prevention and screening. Research shows that having a close relative with skin cancer, especially melanoma, can raise your risk considerably. If a parent, sibling, or child has been diagnosed with melanoma, your risk can go up by about 50% compared to someone without that family history. In fact, a family history of melanoma can double or even triple your chances of developing the disease. When multiple close relatives are affected, the risk can skyrocket. If you have 2 or more first-degree relatives with melanoma, your risk can be 30 to 70 times higher than someone with no family history. In families with known genetic mutations linked to melanoma, the lifetime risk can reach as high as 90%, depending on the specific gene involved. Family history also impacts other types of skin cancer like squamous cell carcinoma. Studies show that people with a family history of skin cancer are about 4 times more likely to develop squamous cell carcinoma, even after accounting for sun exposure and skin type. This indicates that genetics independently influence the risk beyond environmental factors. It's important to understand that most skin cancer cases are not inherited. About 90% of melanomas are caused mainly by ultraviolet light from sun exposure or tanning beds. These cases are called sporadic because they happen in people without a family history or inherited genetic mutations. Familial melanoma, which involves 2 or more close relatives with the disease, is rare, making up only about 1 to 2% of all cases. Still, around 10% of all skin cancers occur in people with a close family member affected. Certain gene mutations significantly increase the risk of skin cancer. The genes most linked to familial melanoma are called CDKN2A and CDK4. Mutations in these genes can make a person much more likely to develop melanoma. Another gene, called MYC1R, also influences risk, especially in people with red hair or fair skin. These genetic factors may operate independently of skin pigmentation, but they often interact with environmental exposures like sunburns and UV radiation. Even when accounting for other risk factors, family history remains a strong predictor of skin cancer. This means that your genetic background adds to the risk beyond what sun exposure or skin type can explain. The United States Preventive Services Task Force recognizes family history as a key factor in deciding when to screen for skin cancer. The closer the relative, the higher your risk. If a parent or sibling was diagnosed with skin cancer at a young age, your risk increases even more. Having a family member with both melanoma and other skin cancers like basal cell carcinoma or squamous cell carcinoma suggests a stronger genetic predisposition. This pattern indicates a higher likelihood that your risk is influenced by inherited factors. Knowing your family history allows you to take proactive steps. If you have relatives with skin cancer, it's wise to be extra cautious. Use sunscreen daily, avoid unnecessary sun exposure, and protect your skin during peak sunlight hours. Remember that blistering sunburns during adolescence can increase melanoma risk by up to 80%. Regular self-examinations for new or changing moles are essential, especially if you have a family history. Look out for asymmetry, irregular borders, uneven color, larger size, or any change over time. If your family history suggests a hereditary form of melanoma, talking to a healthcare professional about genetic counseling and testing might be helpful. Identifying specific gene mutations can guide your screening and prevention strategies. The key takeaway is that family history is a powerful indicator of risk. While most skin cancers are caused by sun exposure, those with affected relatives face a much higher chance of developing the disease. Being aware of your family's health history empowers you to take early action, stay vigilant, and seek professional advice to protect your skin health.